Look at how Okanjo Cloud Commerce helps local media and other established online communities. It's no secret that media companies have experienced significant revenue losses, especially in classifieds, subscriptions, and ad sales. However, local digital media and other online communities like colleges or universities still have the highest local web traffic numbers around. Okanjo monetizes your valuable local audience with a simple, integrated e-commerce experience. Here's how. Okanjo's marketplaces are private labeled to your brand and dropped in place on your website, so you can start making money right away. Each marketplace features online storefronts, local offers, and reinvented digital classifieds that are seamlessly embedded alongside relevant content on any device. Okanjo Marketplace Solutions diversify your company's digital revenue opportunities while solving the biggest problem that local businesses encounter while selling online: gaining an audience. Most importantly, we arm media sales teams with a selection of powerful, interconnected digital tools that help them stand out from the competition. Okanjo Marketplace Solutions. Realize your digital revenue potential.
So I think, during the correcting the customer's voice, customer actual opinion, and correcting those data into like spreadsheet or whatever, but there is a kind of problem that entrepreneur is facing, that the correcting the customer's voice and the data, and then but there is no actual tools or platform where we can correct those data and analyze it. We just correct it on my one and then think logically in our heads, not without any machine power.
Right.
So if have you your idea being validated after correcting those customers' voice? For example, after you correcting the customer's voice into the spreadsheet, and how do you verify your idea that if you created some idea that might be help for customers?
Yeah, so taking a look at, after we've collected feedback, after it's gone through the development process, then we take a look and see, after maybe a week or two, just reaching out into that community and saying, hey, how has this been working? We do it a little bit differently, where because of the customer size that we work with, any updates that we make are affected in a much larger scale, and we have a lot more intimate of a relationship with our customers. So we benefit from that by having an open dialogue with them. So it's we track and we record data, but we use a lot more of a community, I think the right way is like a community approach to how are things going, how are things working. So we really get a lot of our validation on if anything has been working based on the calls that we have set up with our customers, or just how general the chat goes, and just throwing that question out to our community, collecting that feedback that way.
So you always, you guys are always connecting the customers by using Slack, by using the tool, leveraging the tools.
Correct. Yep.
So, what is, for example, when it comes to creating a new idea or hypothesis that might have customer input with your product, and then what is your a KPI to verify your assumptions or ideas?
Well, it kind of depends. So it depends on the different product that we have and the new feature that comes out. So say for example, we're releasing a UX update to one of our widgets. So it's one of our 3 products that we offer. So what we've been doing is we've made sure that we're collecting as much data as possible to see where, from start to finish, where people would drop off within using that widget of ours. So when we push the new UX updates, we're going to see and take a look at, okay, so the old design, this is where people were dropping off, this is how much engagement, this is our average click-through rates. So now that these new releases are the new updates have been released, we have a set period of time that we're going to be watching to see, okay, it's the same placement, it's the same products, it's the same publisher that this widget's showing up on. How did the changes affect what we've done, or how does that affect the way that it's being engaged with? So really more or less, some of our products are more data-driven compared to our marketplace product, which is a lot more hand-holding and strategic, where this is actually this product of ours. It's called Product Match. That's what's being tracked with data, and the data is driving where the product goes.
So you mean like A/B testing, right? So when you do A/B testing, do you guys use like on like analytic tools or like tools some out there?
Well, there are tools out there, and I think we'll probably get more involved with those. I know there's different services out there, but really what we've been doing is we want to make sure that when we run tests that we're in complete control. So we usually work strategically with one of our partners to test that. So say, for our Product Match widget, it's a little 300 by 250 pixel square on their website. We run tests really with the help of our publishers to kind of see what works, what doesn't. So an example would be one of our 3 products is called shoppable ads. So you see a static ad on the site, you click it, you're taken off site. What's different about that from us is that when you click it, you can actually buy within that unit. So just taking a look at, okay, so if that ad had a buy now button on it, how much engagement does it get? If it doesn't have any buy now button on it, how much engagement did that get? So the tools that we have are really, again, I feel like our biggest strength is being able to communicate so openly with our customers and our partners. So when we look at statistics, we get the opinion of our publishers, like, okay, so this is what the stats are showing us, but what do you think? Did it go better or worse? And so right now we're in the stages where we're refining it with a lot of help with our customers. And in the future we'll have to start using tools like that because we're going to be on a much larger scale.
True. So even like your data shows, if the data shows that like the change is going on well, but we don't know that change affects the human emotion, human minds, right? So that's why we have to keep contacting the customers actually.
Yep.
Even after data is going well, so that going well.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see. Data plays a large part, and data will help drive a product, and you can actually see results from that. But I think sometimes in the way startups run, there's sort of this lack of human connection, with the product, and you have to understand that there is a human on the other side. So exactly, yeah. There's a lot of power in that.
So I'd like to ask you this. The final question is like, do you feel the value for like solution or of challenges or problems of each like action flow by hypothesis testing? Because so for example, you've done a lot like testing, A/B testing, and by using like analytics data and get correcting the customer's actual voice. There's some ways to correcting and make sure that idea or change going on well and affect the people's and then grow your company. But in order to grow up, there is more customers, there are more traffic in data, and it's harder to correcting by analog technology. For example, just correcting those on my own by going to put in the spreadsheet in one place. And if there is a platform that where that allow the people to correct the customer voice and the data and putting it there and then show what and result, also show the next step you should take. If there's that platform, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's, if there's a tool out there that would allow you to see, like, help you predict the future and know that this is the right move, like, I don't think anybody in their right mind would say no to that.
Yeah.
It seems like a good tool. It would be interesting to see, are you familiar with that new IBM Watson?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting. I think sort of what the allure is about that is that it helps you predict where trends are going so that you can make decisions based on those trends. And just from a standpoint of how new that technology is or that idea is, that using technology to kind of figure out where you should be going, based on numbers and based on conversations that you've had, I think is extremely powerful. So any tool that would be able to help do something like that would be great.
So thanks so much, and I'd like to tell about what we are doing actually the first of all, finally. So our company tried to create the, like I say, the platform, and the first phrase is like to focus on the humans analytics. So what we think, how we feel. The next step is like market researches, correcting the those out there from out there, and correcting those data and then putting the platform and analyze it, and then finally make it like more like putting them together. Humans researches, human voice, humans feeling, and also the marketing data, in order to show what your next step, what is the next assumption, what is the next hypothesis testing that you have to solve. So in United States and Japan, I think we have differences between how we run the business, but there must be something common when it comes to like humans' emotions and run a business. So I'd like to ask you about what is our American startup like? American startup looks like, in your opinion?
So what was the question? What does a startup look like?
Yeah, what is like startup like to work or like feels in the United States, and when it comes to running the business?
Yeah, so I think the allure of working for a startup is just trying to create something that's revolutionary, so it changes the way people interact with each other, interact with technology, interact with the environment around them. And I think everybody wants to make a difference in their own way. So I think the allure of startups, you have an actual opportunity to do that, you know. So not everybody can be a celebrity, or not everybody can or has the opportunity to go somewhere that's in real need of like construction or something, like everybody wants to make a difference. So I think just from a standpoint of the United States and the big trend of people going to startups is that they're doing something that's on the forefront that nobody's done before, and there's hopefully a good outcome that comes from that. So I think everybody in their own way wants to do something special and make a difference in a positive way.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.